Happy New Year, everyone. Just wanted to do a quick state of the collection video looking back at my collection at the end of 2022. This is mostly for my benefit to look back over the years, but also happy to share my modest collection with you all. Some pieces left the collection during the year, and I have no regrets in letting them go, and I'm pretty happy with the group of watches that I have now. Just a bit of background on how I got into watches. I remember as a kid always enjoying small mechanical things. I was really into mechanical pencils. I know, dork. My favorite Christmas gift one year was the PhD mechanical pencil from Papermate. I also remember having the Casio calculator watch, of course. All things somewhat standard for your typical 80s and 90s child. As an adult, I went through a phase of wanting to have something nice looking on the wrist, but I wasn't too deep in the mechanics of how a watch works at that point, and I didn't want to part with a ton of money. I recall having some nice, dressier looking pieces from Fossil, all under $100, and none of which remained in the collection. One watch that is still hanging around from this era is a quartz chronograph from Emporio Armani. I remember at the time of buying this, it was a pretty big step up in terms of price. I think it was around $250, and this was several years ago. Obviously, it's your typical fashion watch, but I wore it with pride for a few years. At 43mm in diameter and a svelte 11mm in thickness, it had great wrist presence, and I got quite a few compliments on it. This is not the original strap that came on it, but after walking around Manhattan during the summertime for a few years, I definitely had to replace that strap. The battery on this has long since been exhausted, and it's not something that I wear, so I'm not replacing the battery, but I keep it around as a nod to where I've been on the watch journey. Once I left New York for greener pastures in the Mountain West, I ditched the dressier watches in favor for something more utilitarian. I'm a big skier, mountain climber, and cyclist, and really enjoy being in the mountains, so a full tool wrist computer like this Suunto Ambit 3 is extremely useful. It comes with a compass, GPS mapping functions, an altimeter, weather, it tracks your activity, and it has other functions. It has definitely come in handy on several big trips I've done in the mountains and was with me when I climbed a couple 20,000 foot peaks down in South America. After wearing this behemoth on my wrist for several years, at 50mm in diameter, an effective lug-to-lug of 64mm and a thickness of 18mm, when I got back into traditional watches, a thicker sports piece didn't seem all that big to me. This Martenero Edgemere Reserve is not really a voluntary part of the collection. I've put together a video recently going through my thoughts on this watch and my unfortunate experience with the brand, so take a look at that video. Not a big fan of this watch, and I've tried to return it, but alas, it's still in my collection despite having a manufacturing defect. Now onto my two Casios. This is the yellow Bluetooth reference GAB2100C-9A. The G-Shocks provide a lot of fun and functionality. It's an annual calendar GMT watch with the ability to track multiple time zones. It has a chronograph function, an alarm, and several other functions. I love the bright yellow color on this reference, and with 200 meters of water resistance, it is a great watch to wear at the pool or beach or even at the gym. This is the G-Shock GM2100N-2A stainless steel Casio. Similar functionality to the prior G-Shock, this can do it all and looks really nice while doing it. The nice brushed, toned down blue color with polished stainless steel looks really great in my opinion. And you can definitely kind of dress this watch up or wear it more casual setting. This is like the elegant G-Shock. I really enjoy these two pieces and bought them at the same time. And at the price, you really can't go wrong with these G-Shock watches. This is also a great watch to wear traveling and when you're hanging out at the beach or the pool. This is the Seiko 5 Classic Reference SNXS 79K1 that will likely always remain in the collection in one variation or another. Such a simple, quality, automatic mechanical watch that most people can get under $100 USD. It's a day-date, 3 hands. This reference has a nice dark gray black dial. Its polished applied hour markers and polished hands give it some nice shine, but it's not overdone, and it has a fully brushed bracelet. I wear this watch a lot despite its, I think, 37mm size. It's funny, I tried on the Rolex Explorer 1 at 36mm and I thought it looked way too small on my wrist, but for some reason this one at 37 fits pretty well. This is a great watch to have in any collection. This is the King Samurai Manta Ray, reference SRPF 79. At almost 44mm in diameter, this is a chunky dive watch, but it should be big enough to make room for the stunning blue textured dial that showcases a few Manta Ray silhouettes. I really like the dial on this watch and the hand shape. It's got great lume that is super bright. The bezel is also really crisp and it has great water resistance. This is another really fun pool or beach watch that I love taking with me when I travel because it looks great, and at the price it's not something that can't get beat up a little bit. This is the stunning Seiko JDM Mecha-quartz chronograph, reference SBTR027, in the classic slate gray blue dial color. This watch punches way above its class and price at under $200 US. Phenomenal size and fit at 40mm. It also has a bracelet that is extremely low profile and very comfortable on my 16cm wrist. This is a Mecha-quartz movement, so the battery is powering the timekeeping function, but there is a mechanical chronograph. And you have that nice sweeping hands for the chronograph hand that also snaps into place when you reset it. This is a really handsome piece that again will likely always stay in my collection in one variation or another. This here is the Retrograph Mecha-quartz chronograph in cobalt color from the micro brand Brew. I'm a big fan of espresso drinks and coffee, so I definitely had to get something from Brew in the collection. And as my only rectangular case, this is a great option for something different that also looks very elegant. I really like the brushing on the bezel, and I think the face looks really simple, and I love the matte white hands. This is a really well constructed watch and has great quality for the price. This is probably my second most worn watch in 2022. This is my Maze 2 from the leading micro brand Fairer out of the UK. Fairer's entire collection makes me wish the brand had a subscription model where you can try out every single reference. This Maze 2 has typical Fairer playfulness with bright colors, a pool tile dial pattern, and a very utilitarian GMT function, all at below $2,000 US. If you've not checked out this brand, I encourage you all to do so. Fantastic watches and even better customer service. Probably my most worn watch of 2022, my Breitling Superocean 42. I just love the matte white dial and matte blue hands on this watch, and when I first put it on in the store, I fell in love with it. I originally got it on the blue rubber strap that has an excellent brush to plank clasp with a fantastic micro adjustment mechanism, which I love, but I've been rocking it recently on this knockoff Breitling blue faux leather strap with white stitching that I think dresses it up a bit more. I love when I'm able to pull this watch out of the box and wear it. I just think it looks great and can be worn in any setting, really. That's it for the collection for 2022, and I look forward to what 2023 has to bring. Hope you all had a great New Year celebration and have an excellent 2023. Cheers!